So a quick introduction to webhooks. We have those in the system for a while, but actually actively promoting those right now. Maybe very quickly for those who don't know what this is for, but basically the API is a one-way direction where you query Infigo about information. So that means in case you want to understand about changes, you would have to consistently ask the API for changes and poll information. And the webhook system will allow you to set up and configure endpoints where Infigo will send out an event. So basically you would be notified about those changes as they happen, and basically you wouldn't have to poll, saving yourself some resources, us some resources. We have some customers who will actually use this quite extensively right now, so they can certainly benefit from switching over to webhooks for those status updates when items are being printed, shipped, orders completed, etc. For the sake of this demonstration, I will quickly set up one. Obviously, I don't have an endpoint which would consume this. For that, I use a service called Pipedream, which I'll show you in a second, though. It's just visually possible to see this. But when you go to webhooks and admin, we can set up a new one and basically can give this a name. And the main important thing for a webhook is that you specify an endpoint which we should call when this comes in. And Pipedream, basically, this is a service which you can use to set up and do some of those migration tasks, but obviously you would use your application for it. It just gives us an endpoint which we can call. So I can copy this into the clipboard and use this here. And then I can specify different methods, if it is a get or a post, or some additional HTTP verbs can be used as well. You can add some headers here for authentication or anything else in order you want to use this. And maybe also important, you can change the mode how those webhooks are being triggered. The default one is delayed, which means whenever the change happens, it doesn't send the webhook out immediately. It batches them up. A background task processes that. That is just very good for us to save resources. And if it's not really time critical, it wouldn't matter if there is a slight delay in a few minutes. Delayed in batches will basically actually send out large batches. So if for large volume sites where you have hundreds, if not 1,000 orders a day, and a lot of things move, that makes a lot more sense, because you will not get individual calls for each one, but actually it batches them up. There will be some sort of a CSV style data being sent to you, where you have an information about all the elements which are being changed. For the sake of the demonstration, we do time critical, which send them out very quickly as soon as the event happens. And then you can specify what is the entity you want to be informed about: an order, customer, order line, and product, and changes. And you can say what would be the events you would like: status updates, canceled status, deleted, created, updated, or all of the above. And basically that's when this webhook will be triggered. And you can use multiple webhooks for different things, for different statuses, or have them combine. And then you can finally specify the data type, and you see a sample of what this would look like, and you can use JSON, XML, etc. And what is also very nice is for XML, you can use XSLT to transform this data to a format which your site understands. You can test this XSLT transformation here to see what this will look like. But for now, we will basically send just some standard XML for this purpose. So let's save and create this webhook. And now, theoretically, as soon as something changes, we should see this coming up here. And because I've done an order line change, we could go into shared print ops. quickly and choose one of our jobs.
Michael, just quickly, Yao Feng has just asked, and I won't get you on for this because it might be a short question answer, but if you've got anything else you want to add, you can jump on. But is this webhook
Feature
pages
available?
in admin already available to all of our customers on the call at the moment?
Yes, it is. It is available. Right.
So you should be able to find it in admin just by searching webhook.
For webhooks. Yeah. So for example, if I change the status here now, it will update here. And under the hood, the Infigo system will send out the webhook based on the configuration we've had here. And if all goes well, we should see it popping up here. No? Should be there.
I think it just took some time after you.
It took some time now. So we see here. Now they came in.
Seamless.
Even time critical is not immediate, but it will send it out fairly quickly. And then you see here all the events, the status code which came back, and you can see the original request, the transformed request in case I would have used an XSLT transformation. You see the response which came from Pipedream and the response headers. And when we go in here, we also see them coming in now, where you can inspect them in a bit more detail. What is the data which has been transformed here, and you see here our ID, for example, and the name of those changes. And here as well, for example, in this instance, I just set it up that it stores the data of those changes and pings them in a request store, and that's basically how you can do this.
So, Michael, if our customers are going to want to fetch some information from Infigo, what are the sort of questions they need to ask themselves to determine whether they should do it via the API or via the webhooks? As
well, it's basically whenever you want to look at is a status update. That's where you should start using the webhook instead, rather than polling, because obviously, if you poll and you have a couple hundred active jobs there, that is a couple hundred active API calls. When you do one for the order and then several for the order lines, potentially it adds up even more, while this will get you an information whenever you need it based on the change. So it saves resources on your end, it saves resources on our end, and makes the integration much nicer and smoother. And when you think about larger scale platforms with many orders, doing it through polling is almost ridiculous, and webhook is the way to go. And I said it's very flexible in the way it is can be set up, different events, different transformations on the data. You can use GET requests or POST requests, etc., to really fill whatever you use to consume this.